In the grand tapestry of the Lord of the Rings, amid battles waged by kings and legends shaped by warriors, it was a gardener who bore the weight of the world, not by fate, not by power, but by love. Samwise Gamgee doesn't look like a hero. He's not chosen. He's not powerful. He doesn't wield magic or command armies. He's small, plain-spoken, and often overlooked, even by those closest to him. But Tolkien doesn't tell a story where greatness only belongs to the strong. He gives us Samwise, humble, hopeful, and above all, fiercely loyal, as the soul of the story. From the moment he steps out of the Shire, Sam isn't following the ring. He's following Frodo. His journey isn't about glory or victory. It's about devotion. And in the face of a world unraveling, Sam's love becomes something far more than affection. It becomes resistance. As darkness spreads, as Frodo begins to fracture under the ring's weight, it's Sam's love, stubborn, quiet, unshaken, that holds them together. In a world built on the fantasy of power, Sam becomes a quiet revolution. Proof that you don't need a sword to fight evil. You just need to keep walking beside the one who's falling. This is not just a story about evil and its defeat. It's a story about how love, the simplest and most ordinary kind, can become the last light when all others go out. And Samwise Gamgee carries that light. As the journey to Mordor drags on, Frodo begins to disappear. Not all at once, but piece by piece. His shoulders grow heavier, his eyes more distant. The ring doesn't simply weigh him down, it hollows him out. What began as a quest becomes a quiet unraveling. The closer they draw to Mount Doom, the more Frodo becomes a ghost in his own skin. And yet, Sam stays. This isn't loyalty for loyalty's sake. It's something deeper. Love as an act of defiance. Sam sees Frodo slipping, becoming someone else, and still he won't let go. Not when Frodo sends him away, not when Frodo turns on him, not even when Frodo forgets what they're fighting for. Sam clings not just to the person Frodo is, but to the person Frodo was, and the hope that he might come back again. This love is not painless. It isn't easy. Sam suffers too. He starves. He watches his friend fall into despair. He walks through a dead land, day after day, knowing he might not come home. But he walks it anyway, because Frodo cannot. There's a quiet, tragic symmetry in their arc. Frodo carries the ring. Sam carries Frodo. And in the end, only one of them makes it back whole. Where Frodo fades, Sam endures. Not because he is unbreakable, but because he refuses to let his love be. It's one of the most iconic moments in fantasy storytelling, and perhaps its most human. Frodo, collapsed on the black slopes of Mount Doom, broken by the burden he can no longer carry. And Sam, exhausted, starving, battered by the same darkness, looks at his friend and chooses to do what no one else ever could. He doesn't take the ring. He doesn't flee. He kneels down with every ounce of strength he has left and says the words that echo through the heart of the story.
Then let us be rid of it. Once and for all. Come on, Mr. Frodo. I can't carry it for you. But I can carry you. Come on!
This is what Tolkien understood about love. That it's not grand declarations or easy comfort. It's action, it's suffering, it's dragging yourself through hell for someone else. Not because you have to, but because you choose to. Because their life matters more than your pain. And Sam does carry Frodo, not just physically, but spiritually. In that moment, he becomes something more than a companion. He becomes the last flickering light in a world almost swallowed by shadow. Evil in Tolkien's world isn't always loud. Sometimes it's just loneliness, isolation, the slow erasure of self. And Sam answers that with the only power dark magic can't touch, love that will not leave. He carries Frodo because Frodo can't carry himself, because no one is meant to walk through darkness alone.
Frodo wouldn't have got far without Sam. Now, Mr. Frodo, you shouldn't make fun. I was being serious. So was I.
Is a surrender of self, not a conquest of others. When Sam holds the ring, even briefly, it does not consume him. He sees the temptation, yes, the vision of himself as a hero, a mighty gardener warrior reshaping the world, but he lets it go. Not because he is too simple to imagine power, but because he understands what it would cost. His humility defeats what no army could. That moment may be the quietest triumph in the whole trilogy. The ring never truly breaks Frodo. It's the one who doesn't want it, the one who loves more than he craves, that proves it can be resisted. Sam never battles a Nazgul. He never faces Sauron's gaze, but he wins a war all the same, the war for Frodo's soul and the soul of Middle-earth. It's not flashy, it's not glorious, but it's the kind of victory that makes all others possible. Because in Tolkien's world, the enemy isn't just darkness, it's the loss of love. And Sam defeats it with nothing more than stubborn care.
It's over now.
The ring is destroyed, the world is saved, but the wounds it leaves behind don't vanish with the fire. Frodo never fully returns. His body is healed, but his soul is not. The trauma, the temptation, the scars, some burdens cannot be laid down even when the war ends. So Frodo leaves, carried across the sea to find peace elsewhere. He lets go of Middle-earth, and in doing so he lets go of Sam. And Sam stays. He stays because he can, because despite everything, he still has something to live for, a garden, a family, a future. It's not just that Sam survives, it's that he endures with hope still intact. And in Tolkien's world, that is the highest form of heroism. Sam returns to the Shire, not unchanged, but not broken. He marries Rosie, he raises children, he becomes mayor, a leader, a storyteller. He lives a long, full life, the kind of life that Frodo, Gandalf, Aragorn, and even Legolas could never truly have. Not because he fought more bravely, but because his heroism was always rooted in preservation, not destruction. This is Sam's reward, not a throne, not a sword, not songs of praise, but life, peace, the quiet, ordinary joy he always dreamed of. The journey didn't destroy him, it deepened him. He carried love through fire and shadow and came out the other side still loving. That's what makes him the true hero of the story, not because he won, but because he still knows how to live. Not a romantic love, not even a love wrapped in destiny, but a stubborn, grounded, ordinary love. A gardener's love, the kind that keeps showing up when all hope is gone. Samwise Gamgee wasn't a warrior. He wasn't meant to carry a ring or cross a wasteland or face the deathless dark. And yet he did all of that, not because he believed in fate, but because he believed in Frodo, in friendship, in the goodness of things worth saving. And that belief, that love, outlasted everything else. Sauron fell, Gondor stood, the Fellowship scattered, but Sam remained. He endured not through strength or magic, but by walking beside someone he loved and refusing to stop, no matter how heavy the path became. In stories like The Lord of the Rings, we often remember the moments of battle and glory, but Tolkien reminds us that the world is held together, not by heroes who seek power, but by people like Sam, people who love and keep loving when there's nothing left but darkness. That love, in the end, is the last defense, the final light, the reason the world is still worth saving. Thank you for watching. If this story meant something to you, consider liking and subscribing. It helps more than you know. And until next time, We will return when the worlds collide again.